The spiny devil, also known as the thorny devil, is a species of lizard native to Australia that has an astonishing defense ability when feeling threatened by a predator. This lizard possesses a unique characteristic. It is capable of hiding its real head between its front legs and raising its back legs, exposing a false head. This false head is made up of modified scales and deceptive colors that resemble a real head. In Russia, there is a curious regulation that can lead to fines for driving a car that is excessively dirty. According to the law, drivers are required to keep their windshields, headlights, and license plates clean to ensure road safety and proper visibility. Fines for non-compliance can vary, but they can amount to around 1,500 rubles, equivalent to about $20, which may seem like a trivial detail. This underscores the importance of keeping vehicles in proper condition to ensure safety on Russian roads. Have you ever wondered why women's pant pockets are small? Within the fashion industry, it has been said that it serves to encourage women to buy bags and more bags, but it goes beyond that. Experts assert that the main reason for this is cost reduction in manufacturing. Historically, women have had pockets in their clothing since the 18th century, and since then, they have shrunk to the point of being almost useless. In the past, women had invisible pockets sewn into their dresses, where they kept their jewelry. If you leave home for a trip or stay somewhere to sleep that is not your home, I recommend checking mirrors first, especially those attached to walls, because there are two-way mirrors and someone could be watching you while you can't see them. Perform a simple mirror test. Place your finger next to the mirror. Lobsters possess a unique characteristic in their way of tasting. They use their legs to perceive the flavor of their surroundings. Although they lack taste buds in their mouths, they have tiny taste sensors on their legs and other parts of their bodies. These sensors allow them to determine whether something is edible or dangerous. When lobsters come into contact with potential food, they touch the food with their legs and then bring the food to their mouths to continue evaluating the taste. In 2023, a 33-year-old Australian made history by executing 3,206 push-ups in exactly 1 hour. Lucas Helmy broke the world record and automatically entered the Guinness World Records. He surpassed his compatriot Daniel Scully, who achieved a figure of 3,182 push-ups in 1 hour in April 2022. Bobby Pearce was an Australian rower who became an Olympic champion despite the fact that during the qualifiers, a family of ducks crossed his lane, and he decided to stop until they had passed. This happened at the Amsterdam Olympics in 1928. Pearce was in the lead with a significant advantage, and suddenly realized that just ahead of him, a family of ducks was crossing the canal where the race was taking place. If he continued, he would collide with them, so he chose to stop. According to Kate Winslet, she keeps her Oscar in the bathroom. With 7 nominations for the Academy Awards, 47-year-old star Kate Winslet finally took home the Best Actress statue for the film Riddle. After much thought, Winslet decided that the best place for the coveted award would be in her bathroom. But what is her argument for why that is the best place? She stated that her aim is so that her guests can hold it and improvise their acceptance speeches without feeling observed. Since 1950, China has maintained a conflict with Tibet because they have a separate religion and language, and they recognize the Dalai Lama as their spiritual and political leader. For this reason, China believes that when the Dalai Lama is no longer present, the conflict between the two territories will end. Thus, since 2008, there has been a decree in China prohibiting Buddha from being able to reincarnate as another person. Surely you didn't know that the human body, being a tangled web of connections that allows blood circulation to every corner, has a part where blood does not reach. which is the cornea, the transparent and thin layer that covers the front of the eye and, unlike most tissues in the body, contains no blood vessels. This is because it receives oxygen directly from the air and from the fluids in the front of the eye, such as tear fluid. The first keyboards designed were for typewriters in the 19th century, and believe it or not, their keys were arranged in alphabetical order. However, this made it difficult to write quickly, as typewriters at that time had a metal bar that struck the paper when typing. When typing too quickly, the bars would jam and cause smudges on the paper. Since we were young, we have always been fascinated by why the veins in the human body appear blue when blood is red. This is due to an optical effect caused by the way the skin and tissues scatter and absorb light. It affects color perception when the veins are 0.5 millimeters below the epidermis, but this only happens when the skin is very light, as when the white light of the sun, which is made up of various colors, penetrates to the depth of the skin, the colors with shorter wavelengths are scattered more widely. When lifting a foot, our body sets into motion an intricate network of approximately 200 muscles. These muscles work together to coordinate movement and maintain balance. From the leg muscles, such as the quadriceps, the anterior tibialis, and the hip flexors, to the back and abdominal muscles that help maintain posture. Additionally, smaller muscles in the foot and ankle adjust the position and angle of the foot. In Japan, square watermelons are cultivated using special molds that give them this unique shape. These square watermelons are considered more luxurious and are often expensive gifts for aesthetic and marketing reasons. The cultivation process involves placing the fruit in a mold when it is still young and growing. As the watermelon matures, it takes the shape of the mold, resulting in a square appearance. Solitaire, the iconic Windows card game, was designed with the intention of teaching users to familiarize themselves with using the mouse in the early versions of the operating system. It was developed by Wes Cherry, an intern at Microsoft in 1989. Cherry took the opportunity to learn how to program graphics on the screen and how user interfaces worked. Although it was not originally intended to be part of Windows, it was included in version 3.0 in 1990 due to the lack of games in the operating system. Over time, its popularity became an iconic feature of Windows. Tom and Jerry, the iconic animated series created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, has amassed an impressive history of awards over the years. The series debuted in 1940 and quickly won the hearts of the audience with its physical humor and the rivalry between the clever cat Tom and the crafty mouse Jerry. In total, Tom and Jerry has won 7 Academy Awards in the Best Animated Short Film category, an astonishing achievement that has not been surpassed by any other animated series. Launched in 1999, the animated series Courage the Cowardly Dog, created by John R. Dilworth, captivated audiences with its peculiar combination of comedy and horror. But in an unusual fact, its first episode, titled The Chicken from Hell's Revenge, received an Oscar nomination in 1996 in the Best Animated Short Film category. Snow burns can be more dangerous than beach burns due to the intense solar radiation at high altitudes and the reflectance of snow. Although the temperature may be cold, ultraviolet rays intensify with altitude, causing severe damage to unprotected skin. Additionally, snow reflects up to 80% of solar radiation, while on the beach, sand reflects only about 15%. You surely didn't know that it is impossible to hum with your nose pinched shut, as the vibrating air from the lungs passes through the throat, causing it to vibrate and produce sound. If we pinch our nose, air cannot circulate freely, affecting the vibration in the throat and preventing the characteristic sound of humming. The mudskipper fish, scientifically known as Periophthalmus barbarus, is a unique species found in the mangroves and coastal areas of West Africa. Unlike most fish, this peculiar buddy does not have lungs like some other amphibious fish. Nevertheless, its mouth capacity and the membranes of its gills allow it to obtain oxygen and breathe outside of water.